people feel powerless, but you're not. You just need to make yourself heard. I'm Dan Vado, and this is my podcast. Welcome to my 5 minutes. Let me introduce everybody. These guys have been behind the scenes for a minute. To my right, your left, Chris Edwards, who I referred to last week as Meat, without actually giving his name.
It was a description, though, so that's fine.
Yeah, I know. Well, there you go. To my left, your right, wearing the headphones, is, of course, the man with no last name, Kevin Ryan, and he is well-versed in watching me fuck up on my own. So he's back this week for us, and this is as advertised. It's a Q&A thing. This is questions that are burning up my viewership. Why don't we start with Meat? You read the first one.
First question comes from Random. What is the thing on the tip of your nose?
Right. So that is included here because I don't think a day goes by not in real life or internet life or my life here as a podcaster, which only is now lasting 5 weeks. What's the deal with your nose? Have you had that looked at? So the answer to the question is yes, I have indeed had it looked at. And it is not cancer. Thank you for your concern, all of you. It is a collection of blood vessels that probably started because I got punched in the nose once at a very young age. And I didn't really care about it until a few years ago when I saw it was getting bigger. Then I did have it checked out again, and they said, oh, this is cosmetic if you want it removed, and so insurance won't cover it. The person out there who continuously watches this and watched the other podcast I was in, who always was finding creative ways to insult my face. This is for you. This is called cherry angiona, and these are skin tags. And no, my mom was not a sea monster.
I have a sub question.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear it.
Did you deserve it?
Get a punch in the nose? Oh, yeah, I had it coming. Yeah, I totally had it coming.
I'm a constant reminder now.
Yeah. No, I picked that fight. That's a different story. I don't want to get into it. So there you go. Yes. Okay. Mr. Sea Monster guy, fuck off.
So a rather pointed question. Have you gained weight since closing the Art Boutique?
Yes, I have. Thank you for your concern again. I have indeed gained weight. I do go to the gym, not as frequently. I broke a toe. I hurt my shoulder, so I'm not going to the gym as much. But what I am indeed missing are the 15-pound curls I did on a daily basis, which was stacking chairs. Totally. Or moving stuff or moving beer around or whatever. Is like I'm definitely
the workout of work.
Bottled water.
Yeah. I just the 35 packs of bottled water. You lift those and move those in the back. I'm not doing that anymore. So yeah, I've gained weight. Yes, I am missing it. How did you refer to it as? The workout of work?
Yeah, the workout of work.
The workout of work.
Yep.
If you've done anything, you don't think about it too much. But yeah, when you work in an environment like a music venue, then or something like that, and you don't have someone to point to and say, hey, go do that. You can just stacking chairs at the end of the night, or just I don't know, just channel things. So yeah, I've gained weight. Thank you for noticing. I gained weight. Nobody noticed when I lost weight. Yeah. Thanks for asking. You want to be my workout buddy? Show up. Maybe the sea dragon face dude wants to chime in on that. I'm not doing this for the money. Thank you to the guy who tipped me 90 cents.
What?
Yeah. I got a 90-cent tip because he tipped me 90 cents. And the service fee was 41 cents that he also paid. So he gave up $1.31. So I was thinking why did the other 10 cents... Why 90 cents?
Right?
Please tell me why 90 cents. And maybe if you're watching this still, I hope you are. I really do appreciate it. It made my fucking month. And it's just one of those things where somebody took the time to do that. And it was more that you did it than I got 90 cents. It's the only tip I've ever got. in either podcast.
Just such a strange number.
It's such an odd number, right? And it's like, and I think he probably meant it as a gesture. I would have contacted him back and say like, that would have, to me, that would have felt like ungrateful, It was like, why not $1? But thanks very much out there. I didn't write your name down, but thanks very much out there for the 90 cents and the 41-cent service charge that you covered. And you can support me on Patreon. And I want to say too, I'm really flattered I thought that the Patreon that we had going for RPT was going to completely dry up after we closed. The minute we close our doors, and just on January, you would think there are still people that are hanging in there that are supporting me. It was funny because when I noticed, like the first month, I think it was when I got a payment from Patreon, and I was like, oh geez, these folks are still there. And a lot of people had jumped out. But then I sent out a message to people. It's like, hey, thank you for jumping in there and supporting. I'm still doing stuff. This is going to change to a Patreon for my creative endeavors of publishing and podcasting. So it's not going to waste. And I want you to know I appreciate it, right? Immediately 10 people probably got the emails like, oh shit, I'm still giving this guy money.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, oh shit, I gotta stop. And immediately said, pull their money out. I go, God damn it, I shouldn't have said anything. So, yeah. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Why podcasting?
It's like I got really jazzed by the potential of the podcast, and I saw a couple of things happen before I got involved with a podcast on my own. But I really wanted to do one. But what I was seeing was Donald Trump basically being elected by going on every podcast out there and noticing what a powerful tool that was for social change. Now, it didn't change the way maybe you and I want it to change, but there's no denying that this as a platform is very powerful, and I want to be able to make my voice heard. And these early things are as much about talking about creativity and the things behind it, but I also at some point will want my voice to be heard, and I'm practicing making my voice heard. The other thing was when I saw the power behind, there's the guy that has that does his podcast on the train,
Subway Takes.
Mm-hmm. And when the dude who's now the mayor of New York City went on there,
Mom Donnie.
Thank you. When the dude went on that, and I had never even heard of the guy, and I watched that guy in whatever it was, 2 minutes. And decided that's a dude that has a lot of potential. And there apparently that one thing got way more views than anything. And I think it got him, this was when he was still in the primary. I think it put him over, it brought him into the conversation. I personally am going to try and turn into a really, really good storytelling platform. I have been talking with a number of people in the area, in the San Jose area, who are creatives, who have stories to tell that are fascinating. Everyone's story is worth telling, even if only 100 or so people are going to hear it. It lasts forever.
Yeah.
And so maybe like I do an interview with somebody and they were in a band, or they're a writer, or they're doing something and they have an interesting motivation or an interesting perspective to add. That interview that we do will be there for the fucking lifetime. So that's why podcasting. It's because I like telling stories. And what I found is that I like telling other people's stories.
Yeah.
Whenever I get in an Uber, I don't know if you do this or if you're one of the guys that do this, but Dustin is like this. I think maybe we're both cut from the same cloth, but my son, Dustin, does the same thing where gets in an Uber or a Lyft or whatever, immediately starts chatting up the driver.
I do.
Yeah, you got to check this. Like, okay, well, we're going to be here for the next at least 10, 15 minutes. Let's get your story. And in the past, I would go like, okay, that guy's story is now my story. If there were a single time where I wish I had like a lav mic with me where I could have recorded my conversation with the driver, was when I was in Anaheim and I took an Uber out to this restaurant. I've already been to once. This was just so good. I need to go back. And so I'm talking to the driver, and he is not real at first really willing to speak because he's an immigrant, clearly, and he's a gentleman of color. He's from Africa, but once he loosened up towards the end of our drive, I was nearly in tears, because this man who suffered through a lot to get him and his family into this country knew more about what it meant to be an American than most Americans do. And it was in direct contrast to the ride back, where I introduced myself to the driver. He was like, "Oh, hey, man. So just letting you know, I'm 12 days sober." I'm like,
Wow.
all right.
Here's me.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. All right. Well, can you get me back to my hotel in one piece?
Yeah.
And I think people get discouraged at the idea that maybe, or people get discouraged with the idea that you look at your numbers and there's only like 30 people that downloaded this, or 50 people that watched 20% of it, or whatever. But don't worry about the people who don't do it. It's like you get your message out. If you're sitting around and fuming and stewing, and you're just wallowing in the misery that is life, that is life around us right now. If all you do is wallow, then that's all you'll ever do is wallow, right? But if you, at the very minimum, you can turn your phone on, turn on the camera, record yourself, upload it to Instagram, and then it's now I've said something, and now people are going to react, and now people are saying like, "You're an idiot." Own that. That's okay, but make your voice heard. Make your voice heard and get other people to join in, because that's how things change.
Yeah.
It does nothing. You don't start with 1 million people following you. You start with one. People feel powerless, but you're not. You just need to make yourself heard. I'm an old man, as you can see, with a sea dragon face.
Yeah, I was going to say, but not a sea monster.
Not a
sea monster face.
No. Human man.
I'm a human man. I understand I'm not attractive. Whatever the hell. Maybe I'm out here to prove that it's not about the shine. It's about the work that goes into making it shine. And maybe I have a face built for radio. So what? Me and Howard Stern. Yeah.
It's enough.
My name's Dan Vado. This has been my 5 minutes. Thank you for joining me. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
This is Meat. This is the man with 2 names for Kevin Ryan. We'll see you next time. All right.
There you have it. Another not 5-minute episode. If you like what you hear, support us on Patreon. A monthly donation helps us quite a bit. Buying gear can get expensive, and I'm still learning how to do this. I'm going to be traveling a little bit, and a lot of things going on, so the next episode won't be for a couple of weeks, but take the time to catch up on all the other stuff that I've done. This is Dan Vado saying thanks for listening, and we'll see you around.